We continue with more news now. A published author, Aleksandar Bajić, invites you to explore the dynamic relationship between two women from different worlds. His new book, entitled The Dream About Sinking, is a heart-wrenching and tender exploration that incorporates themes of love, loss, and of course the aspirations that also guide us. Bajić is going to be joining us virtually now to help us page through his latest project. Aleksandar, good morning, and thank you for joining us on the SABC at this hour.
Good morning to you, and it's good to be here.
Let's start off with some of the central themes emerging through your novel. In fact, the central theme of your novel, The Dream About Sinking, it's about power, the power of friendship to help us heal and also just shape our everyday lives. I wonder why you decided to explore this concept in your latest offering.
Well, I think it's a topic that is relevant to all of us. Everybody is going through some kind of a struggle, and people need help along the way. We normally turn to our family and friends for something like that.
And it's certainly right, because we do thrive off authentic connection as well. And so as we look at both Nadine and Helen, who come from different social backgrounds, but their friendship actually manages to blossom and defy, some of those barriers. What inspired you to ultimately develop their characters and also create that dynamic relationship in the way that you did in the book?
Well, I was struck by the difference between the official narrative that you can see everywhere, which says something like, you are the master of your destiny and the world is your oyster and so on. And then also some dark places in which occasionally people find themselves. When you sit on your own and think about your life, it is not always hunky-dory, and you don't always feel like the master of your destiny. So I developed these two characters to represent the two sides of the coin, and I tried to make them realistic, and I also tried to depict a true friendship between two people who each fight their own battles.
Well, speaking about friends who fight their own battles, ultimately the book also touches on some of the more difficult and taboo topics. One of the subjects includes sex work. And I wonder, from your vantage point, how you decided to approach, the delicate topic with sensitivity, with authenticity as well, and dignity.
I tried to be non-judgmental and to depict the situation such as it is without evaluating it. So, I'm saying in the book, Helen works as a stripper, and she also does sex work. And I'm not attaching any judgments to that. And I think everybody deserves dignity, everybody deserves respect. That is what I try to give protagonists of my novel.
Well, The Dream About Sinking, your latest offering, it also has elements of romance and some mystery that's woven into the storyline. And so balancing all these different genres to help create this compelling narrative. What was that process like for you? How did you perhaps also have to overcome your own inertia in creating this latest offering?
I tried to touch on some points that are common to everybody. I looked around and I tried to take some lessons from the lives of people around me, including myself. And I know that there is love, there is anger, there is embarrassment in everybody's life. So I added those elements in order to make the story convincing. And also, I tried to give justice to a young woman that is developing and that is going through different things. She's developing professionally, she's experiencing some relationship issues. She finds things out about herself that she hasn't known before. Now I'm talking more about Nadine, the young candidate attorney that appears in the novel. Also, there is a significant developmental phase in the life of Helen, who is the sex worker. She grows as a person and finds ways to overcome the limitations of her life situation. So this is almost a snippet of what many people go through in their lives. The details may be different, of course, in each person's case, but we all go through different phases as we travel the road of life.
No, absolutely, and it becomes a conversation starter based on what's evoked from the different characters in relation to our own journey. I want, as we wrap up, I want to look at the title of the novel, The Dream About Sinking. It's rather intriguing, and just as we wrap up, perhaps you could elaborate on some of the symbolism and the meaning behind the title that, so fondly encapsulates what this book is all about.
The title reflects, again, the personal situations of the two main characters, because they go through ups and downs and they have a sinking feeling every now and then. And it is more relevant to Helen's situation because she forced herself, because she finds herself in a situation where she is forced into prostitution, and obviously this is not something that one accepts willingly, and she struggles, sometimes even not knowing exactly where she wants to be. She struggles to get out of this trap where life has put her. So that is one aspect, doing daily what she does, she frequently has these sinking feelings. So that is what the title of the book reflects. Then her friend Nadine has her moments of crisis, for example, when she has some emotional problems, when she's experiencing relationship problems. Also, in her career, things are not going as well as she thought they would. And finally, there is the wider social context, which is actually shown in a situation where there are some discussions between Helen's parents and Nadine. These things are mentioned, we all know them: crime, unemployment, load shedding, and things like that.
Aleksandar, so I'm going to have to cut in there. But thank you for joining us at this hour, and thank you for speaking about your latest offering. Author Aleksandar Bajić talking to us about his new book, of course, entitled The Dream About Sinking. It explores the dynamic relationship between two women from different worlds. He was joining us bright and early here on Morning Live.